Hi everybody, my name is Victoria. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a little bit of a catch-up video. Just a hey, how's it going? I am still here. I haven't posted with any regularity in the past month and a half, and I kind of expected that to happen, and for that I apologize, but I was finally in a place to maybe start thinking about coming back to BookTube and planning videos and all that. But the mental energy that it takes to plan, I'm just not quite there yet, but I'm getting closer. So I do intend on posting more regularly going forward. But I wanted to say hi, and I missed talking to you. I missed making videos. So I hope you're all doing well. I just am finishing up my school year, and it's been a little bit, it's been the same normal amount of hectic end of the year things, but there's been some extra layers to it as well, because there's going to be a lot of changes for me in the next upcoming school year. And honestly, it's taken all of my attention and time, and it's been a bit dramatic. So just mentally, I haven't been in a good place. I haven't been in a happy place. I've just been surviving. And so I am finally coming out of that a little bit. So hopefully we'll be able to come out of it all the way. But my shelves are a mess because my toddler is now in a place where he comes into this room and just makes a disaster. He's just a tornado. He's taking books off shelves. I'm putting them back on. They're all in weird places. There's just stacks of things. Actually, what you can't see as I look out into this room are a bunch of books that are just on the floor because I haven't gotten to that side of the room yet. So everything's chaotic. There's no rhyme or reason or order to anything, and we're just gonna embrace it. But I did want to talk to you about, okay, what have I been reading? Have I been reading at all? What's going on? Some channel updates, some things. So first of all, the things that I am currently reading and have been currently reading forever now. It feels that I've been currently reading these things for an actual eternity. But on my Kindle, I am reading Mary Seacole and Her Adventures in Many Lands. I'm always forgetting the title of this. But this was for my Patreon book club, which I have now canceled. And I decided to cancel my Patreon, so that is a channel update. I don't think that I can keep up with it with the regularity that I would like. And because people are paying for Patreon, they're my friends and they are very understanding and kind. And it's not that anyone was telling me I wasn't doing a good job or anything with Patreon, but I feel that I'm not delivering what I would like to be delivering on a consistent basis. And so as much as I did enjoy running a book club and having those regular meetings with my wonderful friends, I don't feel that I am delivering well enough to justify having a Patreon. So yes. But I am going to finish Mary Seacole. I'm about 40% of the way through. And Mary Seacole is a person I didn't even know about. So she's kind of a bit of a historical figure of some importance who sort of flew under the radar for a really long time. So fascinating. A Jamaican woman, nurse, healer, worked in various settings in different wars, helping heal soldiers and serving people, ran a hotel, just a really fascinating woman. Yeah, so looking forward to finishing that and dropping my Kindle. But also, I have been reading The Way of Kings since about the beginning of the year, since January, and I am only this far through. And part of that was me reading other things at the same time, and I just need to focus on this for a while, and that's kind of my plan, is finish Mary Sequel, finish Way of Kings, and not pick up anything else until I finish those things. But yeah, I'm really enjoying rereading The Way of Kings, but I was not enjoying it. I was not enjoying it on audio, so I decided against doing audio for it. But you know, if it takes me forever to read it physically, then that's fine. But the important thing is that I enjoy the experience, and for me, that's going to be reading it physically. So I'm still having a ball. I just, the only time I've had to read has been fairly late in the evening, and I usually don't get very far. I only usually get like a few pages or maybe even a page, and then I'm exhausted and falling asleep. So it's just like life has just been that way. So finishing those, hopefully very soon. I was hoping to finish them by May, but that's definitely not going to happen, or by the end of May. It's not going to happen with Way of Kings. Yeah, I don't know. So I am a Storm Along co-host who is like failing pretty badly at Storm Along. And I should have known that was going to happen, but oh well, we're still doing it. We're still participating. And let's see, what next? So these are the books that I'm sort of calling my summer TBR, because I have been reading so slowly. I wouldn't really expect myself to read more than this at the moment, but these are some summer goals, and I hold that very loosely, and also totally subject to change. But after I finish Way of Kings, I would like to read Warbreaker, because I've never read Warbreaker, and that's kind of like a hole in my Cosmere knowledge. And I know that there's some things that will be enhanced in Words of Radiance if I've read Warbreaker. And I have read Words of Radiance, but I've never read Warbreaker. So I think there's some things that I would enjoy knowing and having a little bit more context for. I've been spoiled for some of those things a little bit, but I still want to read Warbreaker. So Warbreaker will be very soon on the docket. And then also I do want to continue Attack on Titan. I do have the second volume and just have not picked it up. So that will definitely happen this summer. I'm going to continue. I have this list of 24 books that I wanted to read in 2024. Totally failing that, by the way. But, you know, the year's not over, so there is still time. This is one of the books on that list. And I Darken by Kirsten White. This book sort of had a booktube moment, maybe around when I started booktube. I remember seeing this around a lot, but it's basically a YA fantasy Vlad the Impaler retelling, but with a female protagonist, I believe, is the pitch for this book. So that's on my list of backlist books that I've owned for a really long time and just never got to. So I would enjoy getting to this. Some YA fantasy. Also YA fantasy. Also a similar color cover. Both of these are purple. Have the purple black thing going on. So that's kind of funny and not planned. But The Empress of Time by Kylie Lee Baker. I read the first book of this. This is a duology, I believe. And I read the first one. It's Keeper of Night. And I did really enjoy it. It's very dark. It's like dark Japanese horror. It uses some like Japanese folklore, which is really neat. And I just really enjoyed the first book. And it hasn't been long. It has been sort of a long time since I've read the first one, but not long enough where I've like totally forgotten everything. So I would really like to finish the duology before too much time goes by and I don't remember how the first book wrapped up. The first book actually wraps up on a bit of a cliffhanger and with like a really kind of shocking twist. So yeah, I would like to continue along with that. Since I know what I know, I have it in my mind how the book ended. And so before I forget that, I want to continue. So there you go. 2 purple and black YA fantasy books. Okay, next up, apparently it'll be the summer of Sanderson because I do want to also complete the last secret project that I have not read yet. So I've read everything else, including the little novella that was a surprise, Long Chills and Queso, I think. Yeah, I've read that one. This one I have not read yet, so I would like to finish this one, The Sunlit Man. And then I will have read all of the secret projects that are out. I did pre-order or I backed the Kickstarter for the secret project number 5. So I'm excited about that. Excuse me. I also was recently sick, so I am sort of getting over that still a little bit. I'm mostly over it, but I've still got this cough thing happening. I also have been acquiring Book of the Month novels and haven't been reading them. So I kind of pulled this one out as one I might enjoy reading this summer. This is How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwong. And this has a really interesting premise. We've got Helen and Grant, and they have something that's happened in their past, like something tragic, I believe, involving the death of someone. And they haven't seen each other in a long time, like since this tragic thing happened, and then something puts them together and they see each other again. And it's sort of like dealing with that tragedy and like they're healing through like being back together and having this like shared trauma. But I think it's more dramatic than that. I don't want to say too much because I feel like even the premise had sort of a spoiler. I kind of felt like it was sort of a spoiler, but yeah. Romantic comedy, maybe, / it has sort of a dark premise. So I'm intrigued by it, and it's been a little bit compared to like the style of Emily Henry, which I enjoy Emily Henry. So I thought I'd give this a try. So if I'm in the mood for a contemporary romance this summer, I'm going to pick up this one. Okay, next up, along with the Stormlight Archives, I'm also reading a humongous book this summer called The Tale of Genji by Murasaki Shikibu. And this is a read-along I'm doing with Christy, Naomi, and Tiffany, and it starts June 1st. So June 1st, we'll have a reading schedule. I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to make a daily reading schedule, and I'm going to put it in my Discord for people with this edition. I'm going to do like page breakdowns, because I'm going to need that. So if you are reading this edition with us, I'm going to put that in my Discord because it'll help me. And if it helps you, then I definitely want to share it. So yeah, classic, the first Japanese novel, or the first novel like officially ever recorded. Sounds fascinating, also intimidating. It is quite a brick, but this edition, I have like pictures in this edition too. That's exciting. This is a very nice edition that I'm very thankful to have. So that'll be starting soon. I also almost forgot to mention that I'm listening to Mistborn. It's a reread for me, and I'm listening to it on audio. This one is working for me on audio, unlike Stormlight Archives. Stormlight Archives was not working for me, but Mistborn is working for me. So I'm gonna just roll with that. I'm gonna do these this era 1 on audio. So I'm still pretty much towards the beginning of the first Mistborn book, but this is also for a read along that I am like sort of co-hosting and sort of I don't know. It's like I've sort of been weird about committing to this one, but I think I'm committing because I really want to read Era 2 for the first time. I have not read Era 2, so I want to continue with Mistborn and rereading Era 1, and I'm really enjoying listening to these. And enjoying just being back with these characters and the world. I forgot how much I love Mistborn. Not that I forgot, but it's just nice. It's just nice to be back in the Mistborn world. So yeah, lots of Sanderson. No shortage of Sanderson at all. Another goal for the summer is to continue with the Royal Assassin, The Fits. What is this trilogy called? Farseer. That's what it's called. I'm going to continue with the Farseer trilogy. So I'm on the second book, Royal Assassin. I reread Assassin's Apprentice so that I could continue, and then I never continued. So we're going to continue. This has been sitting on my nightstand forever because it just keeps getting pushed, and I don't know why I keep pushing it. I need to just read it. Maybe I'm a little intimidated. I don't know. So this I have to get it done this summer. I have to. And then something else that I want to make high priority. Sorry, bending down, going out of the camera here. High priority. I have a couple books that were sent to me from the author. So I need to get to those. I have Linden Falls by Joshua Hershey. This is a Christian fantasy, and yeah, the premise intrigued me, so I want to get to that very soon. Also, Tribe of the Accord by Sean Michael Stone. So I want to keep my promises and read these because I have been sitting on these for a good amount of time. So this needs to happen. Yeah, and honestly, that's it. I will obviously be continuing, like, once I finish Way of Kings, I'll go into Words of Radiance and all of that. Well, actually, I'll do Warbreaker first, probably. So basically, I'm going to get way behind on Stormalong, and that's fine. I've just come to terms with it. I've made peace with it. But Mistborn, I'm hoping I don't get too far behind, because I would like to participate in the discussions for the ones that I'm available. So yeah, I will link those read-alongs down below if you want to participate, or if this is the first time you're hearing about them, I'll link the info down below, including any announcement videos that I've done. And yeah, I think that's good. You know, that's going to be probably more than I can read this summer. Summer's going to go by fast. It always does. The nice thing is I have June and July off from work because I'm a teacher. I mean, it's off. I still have like prep and stuff for the next year a little bit, but not too much. I'm not going to work too much. Says the workaholic. So yeah, a lot of just big books, and I was like, how did I get into so many large, ginormous books? How did they all make it onto my TBR this year? I think that's been part of what's been difficult about my reading in this season of life, is that I've got these like big chunky fantasy books, but I want to read them, so we're gonna do it. Yeah, and also, like, so much fantasy. Only 2 of these books are not fantasy. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I think this is also fantasy. But yeah, only 2 or 3 of these are not fantasy. It is a fantasy heavy year for me, which I'm not hating. I'm loving it, actually. So yeah, just trying to like deal with my stress. I don't think I've been dealing with my stress very well, or even acknowledging it. And yeah, it caused me to just kind of drop things. And sometimes in life you have to drop things and you just don't have the mental space for it. But I also think it's like partly my own anxiety about things that has made me like stop participating in things that bring me joy because I'm like stressed and obsessing about the stress, and it's mostly things that I have no control over. So yeah, and then, you know, just being a working mom, that doesn't help. But yeah, I'm hoping to come back to reading, enjoy my reading life, not putting pressure on the reading life, but being excited about books again and being excited about making videos is something that I've been sorely missing. And yeah, I think the summer is going to be a good time for me to revamp that love and start participating again in this community a little bit more actively. So thank you for your patience with me and my channel. Y'all know it gets crazy over here, and you are all always so like kind and supportive, and I appreciate that. But thank you to those of you that supported my Patreon for the short time that it existed. I really appreciate you all, and thank you for being friends who stand by my side and try things with me and encourage me to try new things. I don't regret trying the Patreon. I think it was a good thing for me to try and to see if I liked it. And you know, now I know, and now I have peace with it that I think it's not for me. So yes. Thank you though. Thank you for everyone who is supportive of me doing that. I've just made the nicest friends here on BookTube, and I want to continue to foster those friendships and just, you know, talking to the nicest people on the internet who are book people. So thank you for being one of those book people. If you are watching this video, you are part of my tribe, my community. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate you, and keep reading great books. And until next time, bye-bye.